moving forward. The Obama administration recently approved the next steps in developing a nuclear energy plant in Georgia. This would be the first new nuclear plant to be built in a generation. Marvin Fertel is president and CEO of the Nuclear Energy Institute. He joins us now with some insight and an outlook. Sir, welcome to Bloomberg News. Good to see you.
Thank you, Mark.
Talk to us about the impact that this is going to have on the industry.
Well, it's very positive. The president coming out as strong as he has on nuclear, taking the action of not only giving the conditional guarantee for loans for the Vogtle plant, but also what he's put in the budget for fiscal year 2011, which expands the loan guarantee program.
Anything about this surprise you? Because I hate to make the pun, but it's the first thing that comes to mind. When you talk nuclear, people get radioactive. They don't want to hear about it. Not in my backyard type thing.
Actually, it doesn't surprise us that much because the administration has been really pretty responsible and pretty supportive of nuclear since they've come in. The president has come out much stronger more recently, but the Secretary of Energy has been very positive. Carol Browner, his energy person, has been very positive. So that's good. And on radioactive, the Vogtle station, which is in Georgia, is being built where there's 2 existing plants. And we have tremendous support around all of our plants. And right now, if you went down there, you'd see a 90-foot hole, 42 acres in size, as they're actually starting construction for the base mat for these reactors.
So where is the second loan guarantee going to go? Well,
they're reviewing 3 more in addition to Vogtle, and it's hard to tell where they are, but we think that it's conceivable the next one, very similar, the same plant as Vogtle plant, might be in South Carolina at the Summer Station, and that may be the second one out.
Talk to us about extending the life of existing plants, especially those that are decades old, 30, 40 years old.
Yeah. As you probably know, Mark, when you get your first license, it's for 40 years.
Yeah.
The plants are basically, if you visited a nuclear plant, everything in the plant is in some form of a corrective, predictive, or preventive maintenance program. So the machinery is not 40 years old. It's basically being changed out on a regular basis in a very rigorous, systematic way.
Does that get lost in the debate?
Probably a little bit, but I mean, right now the Nuclear Regulatory Commission has actually approved 59 license renewals. So 59 of the 104 plants have approval to operate for another 20 years to 60. And they're reviewing another 19 now. So we think all the plants are going to go through some form of license renewal, and that would get them to a 60-year operating life, and to be honest, we're looking at beyond that right now even.
I mean, even if you're renewing equipment, et cetera, I mean, what are the safety issues associated with that? Isn't it safer to build a new plant with newer technologies?
It depends. What you're doing, Julie, on some of the technologies is you're replacing older technologies with newer technologies as you upgrade the equipment. What you're not changing out are the concrete, the steel, but you're changing out all the moving parts. You're looking at the reactor vessel. So from a safety standpoint, the NRC has to determine that you're safe or they won't renew the license.
So when you talk about the new plants that may come online, when you look out to 2020 to 2030, because it takes quite a long time to build these, how many new plants do you expect there to be?
What we're expecting now by 2020 is 4 to 8 new units online. And by 2030, our target is actually about 45 plants online by then, which sounds, and it won't be that easy, but it sounds really like a lot. But we built 100 plants in this country in the 70s and 80s.
A question that I don't think is asked a lot, does nuclear energy have a role to play in combating climate change?
It's significant. It's our largest source of non-emitting greenhouse gases right now. It represents 73% of our non-emitting greenhouse gas electricity supply.
At the same time, though, there is a waste product, of course, from nuclear energy. There's been a renewed debate about Yucca Mountain as though it ever died down, which it didn't necessarily. I mean, what's going to be the outcome of this finally? Yucca Mountain, for those who don't know, was the designated waste site, and now it's once again being debated. Yeah,
the president has decided that he doesn't want to go to Yucca Mountain. He's formed a very, very good and prestigious group of folks called heading a Blue Ribbon Commission that General Scowcroft and former Congressman Lee Hamilton are heading. And they're going to take a hard look at whether we should close the fuel cycle or change our policy. Should we recycle and get more energy out of the used fuel? There's about 95% of the energy is left in it when we take it out.
We have about 30 seconds left. Final question. You know, right now, the debate is jobs, jobs, jobs. The unemployment rate at 9.7%. If nuclear energy goes forward as the administration seems to want it to, Is this going to be a job creation vehicle?
It's a monster job creation vehicle, both in construction at the plants and then on the infrastructure. It'll create hundreds of thousands of jobs as we build out the plants. And one of the good indications of that is that we have this great relationship with organized labor, because they see so many jobs coming on building nuclear plants.
And Marvin Fertel, President and the CEO of the Nuclear Energy Institute, joining us on set. Pleasure to meet you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Julie.